Okay, looks like we're live. I'm about a minute early if you're here already, getting yourself set up as I am getting used to this technology. So I'm going to move myself out of the frame to see the setup behind me. Okay. I think this is working. I'll just give another moment here before it's officially start time. And I will move back into the space. So, okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Another Monday, gentle yoga. Great way to start the week. We always used to say that. I know our weeks look very different right now. So if you have shown up this morning, obviously I'm talking to you, then I honor you for that. So I'm going to remove these glasses. I realize that I keep making announcements prior to what I'm doing. It's interesting. It's just a different way of speaking through the camera. So I hope that doesn't get too annoying. So just find your seatedness. You can sit however is comfortable. You may want to have just a blanket or cushion handy just for support if need be, under a hip, under a knee, under the knees, under your head. So you're just working with that prop for yourself. I won't necessarily direct you with that. I might remind you about that. So finding your seatedness, just start to sink a little bit the sitting bones toward the floor. And as you find that sinking, feel a lengthening up the spine and some energy out the crown beyond the top of your head. So I want to help us inhabit a more expansive space. So with that feeling of the energy rooting and also rising, also feel out to the sides. You can bring your arms out and actually turn the palms forward. You can splay the fingers a little bit so there's room between the fingers, and you're seeing your hands in your peripheral vision. So that means they're easily reaching out and not pressing back. So while you do that, just turn your head and look toward one hand. Take a breath. Turn your head, look toward the other hand. To the center. So this is a mudra for compassion. So the connection, the hands connect to that heart center line out. So again, turn your head, take a breath, feel the connection through your chest, heart center space to the other arm, hand as you turn your head. Feeling a sense of expansiveness across the chest. Just once more. Looking center, you can drop the arms, shrug the shoulders, retain the breath until you're ready to ease the shoulders down. Again, as you ease down, feel that energy out the crown as well. So energy is moving in all directions at once. Again, shrug. Retain the breath. Ease the shoulders down, let it go. Tip the head to the side. Drop your chin to circle through your neck area. Release the jaw as you go. Feel a nice open throat center. Reverse the circling direction. Back to the center. So keep the chin in here as you again shrug the shoulders up. Retain the breath, ease the shoulders down, and just adjust your chin so you're just looking straight out, and bring the hands, arms back to that wide, expansive place. And from there, bring the hands forward and draw the hands together in front of your chest. So this is the moment of unity here, from the sense of separate places, right, left. Let it breathe. Feel your rootedness again. Just take one more breath there. Feel the fullness across the chest that we established through the mudra for compassion. And then release the hands. Just take a little rolling of the shoulders, a little unwinding. Let it settle. From here, we're going to bring the legs out of this position, and I'm going to turn on some music. I realize that you probably can't hear it, and I apologize. I don't want the music to overtake the vocalization or overtake the space, so I apologize for that. The difference being that I can hear it, and then it kind of diffuses into the yoga to deliver to you. So you can look at it that way. Okay, so bring yourself around. Plant your feet here. So the mat is beneath you, beneath the feet, beneath the sitting bones. You can rock a bit there, get your adjustment. Shrug the shoulders here and release. Again, long through the neck, energy out the crown. And then you're just going to draw the navel in and round, 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 round. So drop the chin in. Exhale. And then lengthen up. Keep that length. Bringing the arms. Just reach with one arm and then the other. So feel the connection of the arm into the shoulder. So there's a little bit of spiraling here through the upper body. Even it out. Reach, rock back, and just continue. Notice when your tendency is to exhale, when your tendency is to inhale. We'll keep it forward, turn the palms down, flex the feet, reaching toward the feet or resting the hands a little higher if need be, and rock through the ankles. Just rock it back and forth. Letting your breath escape naturally. And pedal one foot the other. Feel the engagement, back of the shoulders. Flex both feet, turn out. So the hips turn out, the knees are following that same line as well as the feet. You can just keep that turn out and rest the hands where you like to bring a little undulation. So sway the shoulders. Snaky spine. Finding more space along the vertebrae. So this might bring you more over. That's really not the goal. This is really not a goal of the overness. It's more about the undulation, opening of the back. But it may also bring you more over. So noticing that. Find the centering place of all that movement. Just exhale. And bring yourself back here. So you're going to adjust your feet to the floor. And slide down. So go ahead and find your length against the mat. I will see about turning on some music here. Finding your full length. So let the legs slide down. Arms at your sides at this point. Notice the length of your neck. So with the arms at your sides there, I want to go directly into a heel rock. Many of you know this. So digging the heels, rocking through the ankles, unlocking the knees. I will join you. I'll demonstrate, but you go right ahead if you understand what this is about. So here, long legs. Let it rock through. Really feel the initiation through the ankles and the groundedness through the heels. And you can let all that settle, let go around the knees. Just let the legs flop out here. So the feet turn out. And you can rotate so the feet turn in. And continue with that rotation, inner outer rotation. You can find your timing. It might be quicker or slower than mine. Just find that loosening in the hips. And let all that movement settle. Slide the feet to the floor, feet grounded, heels in line with sitting bones. And bringing the hands to rest toward the hips here. So guiding this movement through the pelvis. Pressing one hip down, the other hip down. Continuing with that. So you create more space and mobilize through the pelvis. It creates a undulating kind of quality. And you'll notice that movement here carries through to the shoulders because it's carrying up the side. So it's a connecting kind of action, even though the initiation is in the pelvis. So let all that settle. Feel the back nice and long. Draw the legs in toward your chest and rock. We'll bring that rocking into opening the hips. Circle the knees. Yawning hips, as I like to call it. So bring it together. Draw the feet up toward the ceiling. We'll flex, turn at the ankles. Really spread the toes. Let's bring the arms up, turn the hands at the wrists. So slow it down a little bit. Slow it down so it's a little more sensory, a more sensory experience. Fluid in the joints. And bring it all down to rest. Arms at your sides. Begin a little rolling across the hips. So it's going toward a drop, lower half. And from diaphragm area up, it's really staying pretty much the same. That's pretty stable. Let this lower half movement develop further to a full drop. You can adjust as you need to if the legs need to come a little closer in. Really exaggerate the breath through the rib cage area and soften the ribs. Roll it back. Take that drop to the other side. It just rolls there, and then you can adjust the feet and legs, perhaps the arms. Breath through the rib cage area, and then soften the ribs. Exhale. Roll it back to the center. Arms a little closer in. So now we will take the rocking through the pelvis. So it's a tip and a tilt. So downward, tailbone, down, little arch in the low back, and lengthen through the low back. So you get this sort of a tuck of the pelvis, and release. So just find your timing with this. Let the breath move. Breath in and bring it down. Exhale. Again. A third time. So you're going to bring it to this rise with the arms to bring it to the side. Sweep across. Crossing different points down the midline, throat center, heart center, fire center at the navel, water center at the belly, earth root center below. So the hands are sweeping pretty much at the lowest point. And we'll go toward the left with the sweep to roll the hips to the right to take that drop we did earlier. Arms opposite. Let it breathe. Through the center, other way. So keeping this drop, just rest the arms, top leg comes across. So I'm picking up the leg, knee very bent. So it's really about the movement behind the hip. And I will go into a rocking here. We will go into a rocking here. Let the rocking settle, keep the crossover, and just let both arms reach opposite from the lower half. Just this kind of a soft reach. It's not a stretch reach. So the elbows are a little soft because you want to keep rooted through the back of the shoulders. And bring it down, sweep it down, rest your feet. So you roll the hips the other direction, top leg coming over, rocking here. So here the shoulders can just respond. You're not trying to hold anything back. And let it settle. Bringing the arms to reach opposite. So think about spiraling the chest a little more toward the ceiling, away from the lower half. Let it breathe. Notice what's happening around the neck. And swing it down. Find the feet to the floor. We're going to lengthen down through the left leg, bring it up with the arms, fold, place the foot, other leg, and keep alternating. So your timing of this depends kind of on the length of your leg, because you want to go all the way to the heel and lift. Once more each side. Staying with this right leg, bend the knee, hinge. Hinge in the hip. Feel that other foot pressing into the floor, keeping that ground. And sag the thigh in pretty close at the moment. Try flexing the foot and stretching through. And then the thigh away. So lower leg in line with the knee here. So you can turn out the leg easily and rock it in the hip. Place the hands where it's helpful for this movement. And then we're going to bring the ankle to rest to the other knee in your propped position here. You can do what I'm doing if you like, the hands resting to the thighs, giving a little press. Maybe it rocks a little sideways. And center it. So prepare, engage the abdominal area to release the left foot from the floor and rock your legs here. Again, hands to help. So from here, we'll take a moment and unfold that underneath leg. Flex and stretch through or turn at the ankle. The whole time you're here, see about keeping it wide across the chest. Remember that sensation from the earlier mudra for compassion. Stretch it through. Exhale. Release the hands. Bring the foot to the floor. And extend the right leg and shake it out and bring the foot to the floor. So slide the left down to come up to hinge. So the sequence begins here, the hinging, anchoring the other foot to the floor. Hug the thigh in toward your chest. Take a moment, flex the foot, stretch through. And then lowering so that the lower leg is in line with the knee, so you can turn out the legs easily, support that, move it in the hip. You may notice this side is different than the other side. And then rest the ankle toward the other knee, propped position. Again, you can rest the thighs here. Take a breath, exhale. Maybe it rocks a little sideways. And center it. Navel in, release the right foot, rock your legs here. Hands to help. And pause and extend the underneath leg. You can activate through the ankles, stretch the foot or turn, circling. Again, remembering the expansiveness across your chest, melting the back of the shoulders into the floor. Keep the stretch through the leg. Exhale and release. Bring the foot down. Extend the other leg and shake it out. Let's bring the other leg up too and shake out both legs. So we'll shake it apart. So the knees are bent, open hips. You can bring the hands behind. So you can decide where the hands are resting. Mine are almost to the point behind the knees, lower than that. And give a little swivel here. So you can translate that how you like. It's not exactly an asana. It is something in between asanas, yoga asanas. So center it and then flex the feet. So now you're in happy baby pose. So holding where it makes sense for you in order to keep the neck long and the low back long, the hips open. So it's not an automatic reach for the feet. See what's going on with the hips. And you can play in the happy baby pose. You can rock. Let it center itself. Exhale. And draw the soles of the feet together. Keep the knees turned out. Keeping a hold where it makes sense for you to swing the sacrum. Swish the tail. It's as if you're making an impression on the mat, which would be more evident if it was sand or something like that. And let it settle. Exhale. Bring it once more to your happy baby pose. Again, feel the length down the low back. Let it breathe. Just tune into different things here. Hips, shoulders, belly, heels, ankles. Breath. And release. Draw the legs together parallel, and we're just going to wrap it over. Exhale. Stand open, other leg on top. Again. It's just a soft ha release once more. And rest your feet to the floor. I'm just checking my time here. So let's go ahead and roll it over to the side to push away from the floor. And once you arrive there, let's bring the feet out forward. Shake out the hands. Leaning back on the hands, fingers are pointing forward, nice and grounded in the feet. There's a curve through the arms here so that you can rock into your shoulders. Then you're going to take the rise through the chest, lifting heart center. Roll the shoulders back. The chin just naturally lifts. And soften the chest. Chin in, exhale. One more time, roll it back. And soften, exhale. Release the hands. Bring the hands so they come around below the knees. As we did at the beginning, navel in, round. Exhale. Lengthen up. Energy at the crown. Okay, from here I'm going to shift to face you. So we're going to bring one leg down. So I have my right. So it's half of a Sukhasana, cross-legged position. The other foot, you can drag it close in so the heel is in front of the ankle. If that feels like too much, you can slide it further forward. So with this position, shrug the shoulders, let it release. Drop the chin, forehead toward the knee. Exhale. Lift the forehead, looking straight out. You're going to bring the right arm out to the side. Bend the elbow. As this is happening, let's bring the left hand toward the chest heart center. So here you are. This right hand is wrapping around the leg. The left hand, rise into the left hand a little bit with your heart center and spiral. Spiral back forward again. Let's just take that again. So just have the arms out. So left heart center, right comes around. Feel a rise into the chest. Spiral energy out the crown. This time you're going to release that left hand from your chest and just rest the fingertips behind the hip. Rest the fingertips rather than the whole hand so that there's not a leaning back. So you're looking over, behind. See what's going on with the neck. Maybe you want to turn your head and look forward, and then again, look back. Releasing that left hand from behind, you're just going to let it wrap around your back. So just drape it behind you, bend the elbow. That hand is reaching toward the other hip. So you're still spiraling and lengthening and wrapping. Watch a climbing right shoulder. Keep that down. Send your breath where it needs to go. And then unwrap, unwrap, unwrap. And again, forehead down toward the knee. Exhale. Looking straight out. Let's take a moment to flex this left foot. And we're going to take a stretch through the leg using the heel to lead. If it's too much to hold the sole of the foot, you can hold higher. So as the heel presses, I'm rooting down through the sitting bones. So it may just come here, meaning that the knee is very bent, and that's fine. Just feel the push out through the heel and the rootedness. You can play a little bit with the reach through the leg. Really using the exhalation on the return. Inhaling as I press. To rest the foot and open that hip. If you need to shake out or anything. So taking the other side. So you have your half of a Sukhasana, cross-legged position here. And then the other foot, grounding. Take your time to make these adjustments. Shrug the shoulders, release. Drop the chin. Forehead toward the knee, exhale. And lengthen up. So we're going to take the spiraling. So left arm out to the side. The right hand is going to come toward your chest here. So as you bend the left elbow, the hand wrapping, spiral, breathe toward that hand where your heart center space is as you spiral back. Watch rising shoulders. Keep them resting and bring it back. Let's take that again. Just open the arms out. So you have both elbows bending here. Breathe into the chest, spiral back. So this time you're going to release the hand from the chest, rest the fingertips behind the hip, just the fingertips, finger pads, looking over the shoulder. Any little small movements that want to happen, allow for that. Just really tune in what's going on. Little releases along the way. And then you will release that back hand and drape the arm behind you. So bend the elbow. And the arm is resting at your back, the hand maybe sliding around toward that hip, that left hip. So really open the shoulder back as you are fully spiraling. Let it breathe. And unwrap. Facing forward, drop the chin, forehead toward the knee. Exhale. And lengthen up. Flexing that right foot. So the hands to the foot or to the lower leg to use the heel leading, to press. So pressing and rooting and playing with the press and the reach. Inhale. As you reach, exhale as you fold it in. Last time. Bring it down. You can slide it into your Sukhasana cross-legged place. Modify that as you need to, which means that perhaps one leg will be more forward. And remember those cushions, blankets, pillows if you need under a hip or two. So here we are. We're going to open the sides a little more. I finally said we, not I. So reach out, reach, reach, reach. Let this arm curve. Let that curve cue the other shoulder to drop. It's all happening together. I'm looking into the curve. It's like a peaceful warrior 2 position, which maybe we'll do. Bring it back. Again. Third time. Bring it back. Let's bring it through the other side. So reach, find the curve, cue, the other shoulder drops. Bring it back. Remember that in this large curve, to keep rooted through the hip, you're going away from. So I'm actually pushing down into that hip as I am curving, and bring it back. I didn't give that advice on the other side. It's a really good experience. Just take it once more on the other side and really root in the hip that you're going away from. So you can give a little push into that hip. And if you want to change your head, so you're looking down. If you want to bring more of a reach to the arm, because it's really just pouring up and out, and bring it back. So bringing it through the other side, rooting in the hip. Really let it root. Maybe you want to turn your head down. Maybe you want to reach the arm in a different kind of way. Again, how it's pouring from the hip over. Exhale. So from here, let's roll it forward. Roll forward. So that arm comes down, the other arm crosses and comes over the top. So we'll take it the other direction. So here you are at this point, as far as possible, and then round, curve it forward. The other arm draws forward, sweeping, and back. Let the hands come behind, interlace the fingers, stretch down, lift through your chest. Take a moment here, lead with heart center, expansion, and release. Undo the legs. It's a lot in the legs in that position, in the Sukhasana. So we'll come over onto the hip mermaid, merman position here. Legs gathered, lean back. On the hands to free up the top leg to cross, arm opposite, swing, change. Keep this arm relatively low so that the shoulder is just going for the ride, so to speak, and bring it in onto the other hip. Mermaid, merman position. 2, lean back and find the crossover. Arm opposite. Again, relatively low with the arm. Letting it sweep. Once more. And bringing it in. So we're going to push away to our all fours here. If you need something under your knees, feel free to put a blanket there or roll up your mat underneath. We won't be here a terribly long time. So finding your cat, rounding, scoop the pelvis under, head hangs. Lengthen, follow the sway of the back, looking out. Drop the jaw and let it round. Keep moving it through in your timing. One more set, last set. And neutral back. Just wag the tail, little side, side. Center it. So you may need to move the hands a little more forward to tuck the toes. We're going to step it to a down dog here. So first hover the knees, what I call a lazy dog. Just a lazy dog. And then lead with the tail back. Let yourself lift one heel and then the other, so you are pressing through the feet. And let both heels rise together. Let them press down together. Doesn't mean they're going to reach the floor. Take a breath. Exhale. Sink the shoulders. And walk the feet underneath the hips. Release the hands. You're in your Uttanasana. Over the legs. Let your head hang. Shake out the shoulders. Any kind of vocalization. Perfectly okay. So while you're here in your Uttanasana, just walk the fingertips to the outside of one set of toes. So there's a little spiraling the upper. And walk it to the other. And to the center. Rounding up to standing. Take your time. So here I will adjust my screen. Feel free to shake out. Hope you're doing well so far. Whoops, wrong way. Let's see how this goes. That's okay. So hard to tell. I apologize. I'm just going to do one more adjustment. Okay, good enough. Bring your arms out to the sides. So just feel that mudra that we did seated at the beginning. Palms pressing a little forward, a little softness behind the knees. Splayed hands. Turn your head, look toward one hand. Look toward the other. Bring it center. Let the hands come together in front of your chest. Take a breath. Separate the hands. Arms down, mountain pose. So it may not look like much, but it's fully alive, inhabiting every part. Feel every toe and finger, energy out the crown. Feel the soles of the feet. Feel space around the neck. Feel where your balance is, shifting back, forward, side. You can play a little bit with that. Positioning of your weight to see where it is exactly. Find it to the center. Palms pressing forward. Shift the weight to the balls of the feet, bend the elbows. Perhaps a light lift in the heels. So this is your beggar's balance. Cupping the hands a little bit. Feeling some receptivity there. Feel equal balance, left, right. Lower the heels. Let the hands come back in front of your chest, heart center space, and then bring the arms up. We're going to swing down, bend the knees over. Bring it through. Release the breath over. Once more. And press the arms down. Sides. Let the hands connect behind you. Interlace the fingers so you stretch down, lift through your chest here. And really open the side. So as the arm comes up, press that hip into the side, into the space you've just made available. You can actually turn your palm to face you. So we're going to find this curve that we did in that Sukhasana position here. And bring it back and just let it swing. One more time with opening the side. And let it swing. Taking the other side. So as the arm moves away from your side, you have space to shift your hip there. Notice how you're shifting your weight more toward the outside of that foot. And just let it swing back. One more time. Let it swing back. Shake it out. Let's take a wide stance. Angle the feet. Move one knee over the ankle and across to the other. So it's really the pelvis that's allowing the change in the legs. Center it. Connect your hands. Horse or goddess position. You take your pick. So it is the open hips feeling dropped into the saddle, so to speak. Let it breathe. Rest the hands toward the thighs. Incline the back so the back is long. You can let the shoulders ride up here toward your ears. So you really kind of hunker down so you can release the shoulders. Find the release here. And one shoulder comes across with a ha breath over the back shoulder. You can vocalize or not. Last time. And bring it to the center. And lengthen the legs, let yourself stand. Adjust the feet pointing forward. So we're going to shift this to a warrior two position. You're already wide. So I'm rocking back on my right heel and pivoting. So as soon as I take the ball of the foot down, I'm lifting the heel and adjusting a little bit. So basically heel toward inner arch of the other foot. Hips are aiming forward. This is forward. And bend the right knee over the ankle. Let the arms draw out. So you're in your warrior two position here. Give a little reach. Either direction. Even it out. Really even it out. You're going to turn the right palm up. Find that curve. The other arm can just rest long. And drop this shoulder. I'm really more interested in this shoulder being dry. You can even do this movement here. Just a little release as you curve over yourself. Peaceful warrior. Bring it back. Let's go the other way. So the lower arm is coming across, kind of reaching toward the hip. Once more. Let's stay here. You can rest the right arm on the thigh. So this upper arm is actually reaching. If that's too much, you can bring that arm just above. With that nice lengthening moment. And then go ahead and bring that arm to your side. So you're going to give the hip to the hand to shift into a triangle. So the hip to the hand to lengthen the other leg perhaps. Exhale as you go. Keep spiraling the chest forward. You can keep the arm at the side, or you can float the arm, or you can reach it over. Breathe into it. Bend the right knee. Really feel the feet push into the floor. So you're going to bring this from down here to your peaceful warrior curve. Again, drop the left shoulder. And bring it center. Connect the hands. Lengthen the right leg, point the foot forward. Just hinge at the hips for a moment. Feel free to take a stretch at the center before we take the other side. Let your head hang. Unwind the shoulders. Bend the knees. Getting your pelvis under you sooner perhaps than you think to come back up. So taking the other side, you're going to pivot the left foot. Just lift the heel, pivot, adjust. Heel pretty much in line with the inner arch of the other foot. Bending the knee, arms out, warrior two. Position here. Take a little reach, either direction. Center. Turning that left palm up. So here comes that curve over. So again, just keep the other shoulder down. It's actually a really good movement to bring in here. Peaceful warrior, bring it back. You're going to go the other way. Exhale as you go. Bring it back again to that peaceful warrior. Over. So you're going to rest the left arm to the thigh. You can have that palm up or down. That's kind of up to you. So, and if this reach over is too much, you can just have the arm in line with the shoulder upward rather than over your head. Really feel anchored through that right foot point. So I'm aware of my right fingers, the outside edge of my right foot here. And then go ahead and bring the right arm to your side. We're going to give the hip to the hand to shift into the triangle. So shifting hip into the hand to perhaps lengthen the other leg. Right shoulder's the high point here. Spiraling the chest forward. Perhaps splitting the arm. Feel the breath across the chest. Maybe reminiscent of that mudra for compassion at the beginning. Feel the balance on the feet. There's a lot of balance going on here. And bend the knee. We're going to take it to the last peaceful warrior curve. Here. Drop the right shoulder. Bring it center. Lengthen the leg. Point the foot forward. Collect your hands. Hinge at the hips. Release. Take it toward a stretch. Keep some breath behind the knees, even if you have that flexibility for the stretch. Let your head hang. Exhale. So we're going to move, we're coming down to the mat. We're going to move the feet closer in. So I'm moving it down toward a squat. You obviously can skip this if that doesn't work for you. So as you bend the knees, you can lift the heels. You can bring it to a perch place. You can also put a blanket underneath the heels or roll up your mat under there. Sink, sink, sink. Let it breathe. Bringing it over. You're going to bring it to your child pose. So nestling in, arms at the side. And if you're going to lose my image, it really doesn't matter. Taking your child pose. Just really enjoy that spread between the shoulder blades. Let it breathe. We're going to take one last asana here and then a few minutes of shavasana. So we're going to take a rabbit pose. So what you will do is bring the hands to the heels. If that doesn't work for you, when you raise your tail, you can hold on to the calves. So it's the top of your head, not the forehead, the top of your head toward the mat. Lift the tail. And let it round into your back. So the navel draws in. Let it breathe. And release and just slide it out. So bring it belly down. Bring it belly down. And then we really need to just roll it right over to your shavasana. Once you get there, feel free to rock your legs in for a moment. Do what you need to do to settle in on your back. Finding your resting shavasana position. Just shake out the hands, rub them together. Hold them just in front of your face without touching your face. Drop the jaw. Exhale. Think of it as sort of a wash down. clearing your energy field. And you can rest your arms at your sides or left heart center, right belly. Feel the breath moving through. So feel the inhalation, and as you exhale, soften, letting go of any leftover effort from the asanas. So notice the areas that are calling your attention for a little more softening. Could be the shoulders, could be the hands, could be the face, could be some part of your back. Feel the support of the floor. Feel what parts of your back body are supported by the floor, the ground. Feel the breath moving through. See if you can drop the breath toward lower centers, into the belly, all the way to the root center. Feeling rooted in your breathing. Just notice the rise and fall through your chest or through the belly or both simultaneously. With your breath cycle, just feeling the slowing down that's happening as you tune into your breath cycle in a more focused way here. Let's take another few moments there in your Shavasana. I will give a closing sound 3 times. Once more with the sound. Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Thank you so much for joining today. Move a little closer. Exit. Goodbye, and see you next time.